Assessing Stephen Harper's legacy. I'm Brian Lilly with TheRebel.media. The former Prime Minister of Canada, former leader of the Conservative Party, Stephen J. Harper, is said to be set to quit as a member of Parliament. According to reports, Harper will finish out the current sitting of Parliament, which is scheduled to run until the end of June, but he won't be back when the House resumes in September. That is, of course, unless he quits when he addresses the Conservative Party convention on Thursday night. Now, let's take a moment now to look back at Stephen Harper's legacy. Now, historians will take the long view, but short term, what can we say for a man who was Prime Minister for near a decade, who only lost power recently? Well, first off, it's amazing that he ever got there, not due to his lack of ambition or his lack of talent, but because of what he had to overcome. First off, there was the thought that there was no way this man could ever be Prime Minister. And that's what people were saying after he'd already merged the Canadian Alliance and the old Progressive Conservative Party. That was Stephen Harper's first big political miracle. He took two parties that were at war with each other, brought them together, and in short order turned it into a machine capable of winning power. That is no small feat. And it's a machine that even in defeat is in better shape than previous Conservative parties have been. What about his accomplishments while in office? Many people would say he spent too much. I've been one of those people, but by certain measures, spending went down under Harper and the Conservatives. How? Well, as a percentage of GDP, government spending actually went down to the lowest level since the Diefenbaker years. So yes, myself and others can complain. We can snipe that the government still spends too much. There's wasteful programs, wasteful departments that shouldn't exist. But somehow, Stephen Harper was able to shrink government while growing the economy, at least in terms of the amount of economic activity that government eats up. It also took fewer dollars from our pockets, from our paychecks, and that has to be appreciated. But I think Stephen Harper's enduring legacy might be his stature on the foreign affairs file. This is a man that was mocked for not having traveled much. I think he'd left North America once before he became Prime Minister. And yet, by all measures, Stephen Harper stood tall on the world stage and made Canada stand tall with him. This is a man who, along with the late Jim Flaherty and former Bank of Canada Governor, now Bank of England Governor Mark Carney, helped shepherd the G20 and the world economies through the financial meltdown of 2008. Those three men were at the core of what happened to ensure that what started out as a banking collapse in one area didn't spread. That is no small feat. Then there's Stephen Harper's stands on things like Israel, the cutting off of funding to Hamas, the maternal and child health care program that sought to give life to the UN's Millennium Development Goals of helping mothers survive childbirth and children make it past the age of 5. Stephen Harper was able to bring world leaders together to put concrete actions in place that would help achieve that lofty goal. That is going to be something that, at least in the not-for-profit world, they speak of for years to come. Will he get the credit he deserves? Time will tell. But one thing is clear, Stephen Harper was a great leader for Canada. Yes, could quibble with him at times, and often did, sometimes to his face, sometimes sniping from the sidelines. But this is a man who did Canada well, Prime Minister for nearly a decade. I'd say he had a good run, and I'd say he deserves our applause, our thanks, and our respect.
Thanks for watching. Click here to never miss a Rebel update. Want even more of The Rebel? Well, click here to become a premium member.